Okay, now I'm back. I have, this is not talcum powder. This is cornstarch, baby powder. So I just put a little on, doesn't take much, and I just start rubbing. Because what this does is this works to absorb the silicone. I just rub it all over. This is one of the pours I had on a video. I forget which video number it is. When I get them all done, I'll show everybody some of my, do like a video of completed paintings and give you the you got to do the sides too, with the powder. But I'll give the video number on the ones so everybody can relate back to what they are. Okay. You see there's quite a bit here on the table. So that one's done. I'm going to leave it set it aside. And I have this one. This is one of the fall ones. And sometimes I remember which ones I did not use silicone, but most all of mine I've used silicone. I think the only ones that I haven't lately have been my ones with a new paint. So I'll set that one aside. This is a small one that I poured. Got some on my fingers on my hand. Well, that's plenty. Dump some of that over there on that paint I got over here to the side. See, I just work it in. Like I said, you got to work the sides too, because they get silicone on them as well. Yeah, these don't need looking at the sides, make sure I don't have to touch any of them up. This is one I played with. This has got I just took the fall colors and on the background of that metallic cobalt, and I just painted sort of a tree and these. This was just a plain. Don't even know if I showed it on a video or not. Like I said, I've got some that I don't do videos on. What's that? Or I pour that aren't on the video. Okay. And this one where I use black as my negative space. It's kind of different. No, it is not fluorescent paints. My son was like, oh, I'm like, no, not this time. But I did buy some fluorescent paints, so I could do some fluorescent paintings for him, so he can see it. And I may convince him yet to do some of his own. Okay, and that one aside. And again, another one of my favorite colors. I got to keep my arms out of the baby powder over here. Like I said, this is cornstarch, no talc. It's pure cornstarch. I do not use talc. I was one person that never used it in general anyway. Yes, my backs are not are dirty. But see, so this is how I clean them. I just keep rubbing it in. Once I've done that, one thing you shouldn't do is use a cornstarch or baby powder and wear a black shirt. It washes off though. Okay, now, don't know where my sponge? No. So I'll get a fresh one. Okay, what I do next is, let's hear for a little bit. Well, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I just take a paper towel and I rub it off to get the little bit of the excess off as best I can at this point. So that's what I do, and I'm only going to, at this point, since you saw me rub a couple of them, or several of them, I'm just going to show you my next step. So, and I'll do 3. I'll do these 2 smaller ones and this one. So I rub the paint down with a paper towel, trying to get off the excess best I can. Then I take a sponge. Normally I do this at the sink, but I'm going to do this here so everybody can see what I'm doing. I take a sponge. This is damp, but it's not damp enough. Stick it in, and I try to use warm water. I get the sponge fairly, not wet, but fairly wet. And then Dawn, it's basically, it's a dish detergent that is great at removing grease. So as you see, I just put just a little bit on my sponge like this. And then I get the sponge, put some more moisture on it. And I kind of work up a little bit of a lather on it. This does not hurt your painting. And you just kind of rub it all over. This is the other way of I remove the finish removing talc, or not talc, but the cornstarch. Talc is what a lot of people used to use. And then I take this and I put this underneath my sink faucet. Just quick rinse. Takes all the suds off. See, there's no real color coming off. It's just, this is the color of the soap. Get a little fresh for the next one. Like I said, I just put just a dab. Don't put much. After that first time, you definitely don't need much. Work it into, see how it gets dark because of the soap, not because of the paint. And you come over here and you do the same thing. See, no paint, no colors coming off. And if you get a little bit of color, it's not going to hurt. You just, once you realize you're getting some color, you stop. Because the next thing after this I do this is, after I rinse it, I take and I use, let it dry. And then the last step, just before I actually will seal, is I use alcohol, and I'll show you that in a few minutes on one. Be back in a minute after I've rinsed these. Next, I just kind of, I dry it off a little bit with a paper towel, just to get some of that excess moisture. See, no color. No color. What you're seeing is my dark glove behind it. There's no color coming off. I've had it only happen occasionally, and if it is, it's this blue. And the blue seems to fade a little, but you don't rub it long enough to scrub any paint off. And I'll show you how I do the alcohol. So if you get to that point, you want to, before I get to where I actually tape and seal these, I just take, and I use 99% rubbing alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol, and I just wet my paper towel, and I just do a quick wipe down. See, no color. Wipe the sides. I let that dry. Like this. Now see, that did take off, but it didn't smear it. Nothing smeared. Then I'll let that dry. And if I think there's any little bit of oils left on there when I get ready to seal these, then probably tomorrow, and I'll try to do a video of that tomorrow. I will do one more coat of alcohol, set it aside for about 10 minutes while I do the rest of them if I think they need it, and then I start the sealing. Thanks for watching. If you happen to like this video, please click like. If you would like to see more of my videos, you can click subscribe. If you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, you can click the little bell, and that will give you notifications. And I would really appreciate it if you would share it. And get me some more followers. That kind of helps everything move along and makes things happen for me. Thank you, and until the next video. Okay, we're at the next step. Canvases have been washed, cleaned to remove the silicone. And at this point, I'm ready to show you the next step, which is sealing. This is my polyacrylic, and something's floating in it. See if I can get this out with this thing. Yeah, there we go. And I use these. I bought these inexpensively. I don't remember how much I paid. Maybe 25 cents each. I've got several of them. I use these just to stir like this. Large quantities of paint. They're plastic. They're silicone, so nothing sticks to it. I can wipe it off, and there's pretty much nothing to go down my drain when I wash them. This is polyacrylic. It is water-based. It is can be a really nice finish. Some people have problems with brush strokes. I do not, but I do apply it in a slightly different manner than many people. I shouldn't say many. I don't know how many, but anyway, how I get this out of the can so I don't gunk up a brush. I don't have it dripping all over the lid is, and this is a recent discovery. I use this syringe, and I'm beginning to learn how much per canvas, but I don't get too sweaty, too worried about it, because I can always put it back in here. But I just pull up and usually take a decent amount into the syringe. Try not to stick the syringe too far into it. That's going to be plenty more than I need for this one painting. And this first painting I'm going to show you that I'm going to do has no coats, has nothing on it. It's just been washed. And it's just, in fact, I showed it. It's from video number 15. So I just simply take and I start with a small amount, and I usually do this, and I spread with my glove. And this first coat, I want this first coat to be a very, very thin coat. So, but I don't have enough. I know now definitely did not get I won't have enough to get the sides. So I'm going to get the sides now. And I just do a quick coat like this, and watch to make sure that my finger marks kind of like begin to fade, because if not, I know that I don't have quite enough to level it out. But that doesn't bother me, because I know by doing this before it begins to dry too much. That's the one thing with this polyacrylic, it dries very fast. So when you start getting a little amount and it starts to dry, it will be less likely to self-level. There we go, that did. Now, if you can tell it or not. That's leveling out enough. I'm going to come back with another coat. it won't be noticed. Okay, so that was a painting with no coats. This is a painting that has one coat on it. And you can see that the one that I just did, it looked just like this. This one looked just like that before it dried. So now we're going to get ready and we're going to put coat number 2. Coat 2, I will let it be a slightly thicker coat. But I still don't want a heavy amount sitting on top here when I'm done. And get the sides. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my hand this time because I want it over here on the side. Trying to keep it from collecting on the side. But this, I use far less of this because when I put it in the syringe, like I said, it's not stuck in there like it gets stuck in bristles. Now, I will say, I try to do this pretty quick because, like I said, it starts to dry pretty quick. And what I'm watching is to make sure there's enough for it to level. Put just a tad more over here. There's something in it. Let's see if I can get it with this. I think it's in that layer below it. But there we go. Now I need to make sure, try not to pick that up with the wet hand, that I have enough here to fill in the area that I boogered with my fingers. So, and it really just takes a light touch across it to level it, to surface it out. You don't have to, after that first coat, you don't have to rub hard to get it down in there. But there you go, see? And let's show you the first one that I did again. Then this next piece has 2 coats on it, and I usually do 3, possibly 4. And you can see it's beginning to really get a nice shine. I'm going to go ahead and do one more coat on this. This is an easy coat. And like I said, this one takes very little because of the size. That will probably be enough to do this 3rd coat. Like I said, the second, 3rd, and maybe 4th coats can be a little thicker. They don't have to be quite as thin, but I still make them, I don't make them really thick. I do tend to make them thin. Now, this polyacrylic did not yellow it. This painting had yellow in it, and it already had turned this area, this white was already a creamy color when it had dried. So it's not the polyacrylic turning this painting yellow. Because if you look here, it's white. But there we go. There, see? How smooth that is? That'll dry that smooth. Now, this last one I'm going to show you. Let me put, what I'm going to do is show you what I do with my leftover. I just very gently put it back into the pot, or the can I should say, for the next time. I have so much so much less waste by doing this. And at this point, I've used about half a can doing it that way. Well, okay, taking these off, until I get to go back and do some more sealing later. This one, if you've watched the summary of my paintings, this one I showed before, but if you see, look, what you see in there, any texture, is basically the texture of the paint. No, it is not smooth, totally smooth, 100% smooth like you get with resin. But for me, right now, this is far less of a headache than using resin. I've attempted 2 resins pours. Not my friend right now. We'll probably eventually try it again, but I want to use what resin I have left. I do want to use towards some jewelry pieces. That'll be a new video coming soon. But look, see how this is almost all dry in that's less than 10 minutes. I will come back and I will put another coat on this in about an hour, hour and a half. I can do coats about every hour, hour and a half, and it comes out fine. So it doesn't take me long. It's just I think you can pour more while your initial ones are curing, to where you end up with a large backlog of paintings to be sealed. Well, at the moment, those were all I was showing you. I will finish these up and show you pictures of or show you on the at the end of this, tag it onto this end of this video, what they look like finished, and let you see them that way. So that'll be the 3rd coat, and I might do. I don't think so. I don't think I'll need a 4th coat on the one, but it'll be at least 3 coats on each of the 2 square ones, the fall and the bigger of the blue shades of blue paintings. And is that one in one of the videos? I didn't number it, but maybe. Anyway, so I'll be back a little bit and show you those. Thank you for watching this up to this point. Well, welcome back. Okay, I want to show you the outcomes for the pictures that I sealed. There's this one. Let's see if I can get the light on that one. Yep, there we go. There's that one. See, there's no brush strokes, nothing. Now, this one, I want you to look at closely. There's nothing. You can see there's no brush strokes. Just follows the texture of the painting. The thing I would like you to see, hopefully you can see it. When I put this, let's see, let's go step away here. Maybe this light will be better. There you go. I think if you look close, you can see, there we go, down there in the bottom corner of the painting. Look at all those sparkles. That's from the metallic paint. I just think this one's so cool. Anyway, that's just a quick example to you of how I do my cleaning and my sealing of my paintings. See, there's no brush strokes. And I want to thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something from this. If you liked my video, click like. If you would like to see more of my videos, click subscribe. And if you want notifications, click the bell. I'm sure you all know, guys, all know that, but I greatly appreciate my subscribers. I want to thank you guys so much. It's really cool. I'm glad you enjoy my sharing of my paintings. And any little tidbits I share, hopefully they'll help you as well. So I want to say, till the next video,